Irish food and drink is sold around the world as coming from small, traditional family farms. But since dairy quotas were scrapped in 2015 and Irish farmers could produce as much milk as they wanted to, the drive to expand and intensify has been immense. And with that has come a new breed of farmer. They are CEO of companies and they operate multiple farms.
Bill O'Keefe was just 20 years old when he took over the family farm in Connacht, County Cork. When Ear to the Ground visited him back in 2008, he was milking nearly 300 cows on 100 hectares. Today, he's the CEO of Saturn Farms, a dairy business that milks 1,200 cows on 4 farms in Cork, Wicklow and Kildare.
This is a fundamental shift in how we think about Irish farming. And I wonder, do you see it as a shift?
We're still a family farm. You know, we run everything out of the kitchen table. Yes, it's at larger scale, but I don't see any change. And we have young guys that are families, so they're young couples coming through. So I think it's progress. If we look back at the farming practices 30 years ago, we've adapted and changed, and it is for the better.
The Irish dairy herd has increased by about 350,000 cows in the last 4 years. All these animals have to be milked and minded, but there aren't many young people taking up farming as a career.
There is a lot of dairy farmers out there that actually don't have a successor. So no one within the family is looking to come home and go farming. And so because milk quotas were removed, we've seen a lot of expansion in the sector. We've seen larger scale farms, and there's now possible that we can get 2 incomes from one farm. In some cases, people from non-farming backgrounds, people from small farms, and they're now collaborating with those maybe older farmers that don't have a successor. They're setting up new arrangements like partnerships, share milking or leasing arrangements, and it's created a new avenue for young people into Irish dairy farming.
The Saturn farm model needs 2 things: farmers with money who want to start their own dairy herd, and farmers who own a farm but need to keep it going. The costs and profits are shared between everyone, including Saturn Farms. Padraic Greene put his money into the company's Sharemilking partnership. He decided to move to a new Saturn-controlled farm in the southeast.
I came to Cork 4 years ago. It was actually 2016. I came here down to Bill, and I'd done a year here as a farm manager. And then in 2017, Bill gave me the opportunity to buy 70 cows of the milking herd and kind of go into a partnership with them.
Because that's the essence of the share milking, is that you bring money to the table.
Yeah, that's it, yes. I had personal savings saved and plus bank loans that enabled me to buy the share of the herd.
And did you come from a farm?
Yeah, so my father's a dairy farmer back in Wexford, and I have an older brother at home as well, so I suppose I wasn't really sure if I was going to be farming at home there, so that's why I came down here and started to get my own cow ownership.
So this for you is like a step in the door, but you don't have to buy land, you don't have to buy sheds.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I suppose it's the first step. I want to buy my own farm eventually.
Yeah.
I'm not in a position to do that at the minute, but this is this is the first step of the farm ownership for me.
Morning, Lucas.
Morning.
Bill's company works with the Sharemilkers and gives them training and technical support.
Each one of those has their own business. They're sole operators, and we're there to, I suppose, support them. I'm farming a bit longer than some of them, and I suppose we'd hope that they won't make the mistakes that I've made in the past.
So your milk then, Rob?
Give it a green, it's 1.4.
There is security there, but also they have full control over the day-to-days. I would pretty much meet them once a month on farm. I touch base with them daily, and weekly we have a meeting. But on farm, every decision that they make is of their own.
Audrey, Bill's wife, has experience in management, and she's used this to develop the company.
We feel it's really important that when we're going to take on a new farm with somebody that they're with us for a while. We would say 1.5 years, 2 years. Like any relationship, you need to build trust, you need to understand how each other works. You're going into business with somebody, so it's quite personal.
Rob Colton is another Saturn Farms Sharemilker. He milks 270 cows on Eamonn Murphy's farm in County Kildare.
I suppose for me it was I wanted to build something of my own, and I wanted to farm in my own right. I suppose I'd worked as a farm manager where I kind of wanted more responsibility and more of an involvement in the day-to-day I suppose, decision making and I suppose the money side of it.
What do you hope to gain from the big financial investment that you've put in, but also the commitment in terms of your work life?
I suppose I'm getting a return on the money that I've in. Long term, I would like to buy a farm of my own, and through the structure, I hope that can come about.
It's 20% under 2.75.
Okay, what's the target rate or the ideal rate for?
It's about 2.9.
The new structure suits Eamonn Murphy, who was ready to step back from the responsibility of running a large dairy farm. You like the idea that Rob has put his own money into this?
Yes, yeah. I think if you had a manager or you had a workman that could give you a week's notice or a month's notice and then say, thanks very much, nice working for you, I'm moving on.
So it's a sense of security for
So
you.
it's more security than if someone puts money into a business, they'll stick around.
We have a very good relationship and we manage very, very well in that like everything is open. Like Eamonn would see all the financials, he would see everything. And then if there is problems to have on farm, Eamonn is also, he's a great support for me to have that experience to have as nearly like a mentor here. Definitely it's a two-way street.
You've semi-retired,
Yes,
but you're still pretty much involved every day.
Yeah, and the commitment that I haven't got it now. I don't have to have it now. I can take days off, I can plan my week better. I can go through functions and not have to be looking for relief milkers or having to come home to milk, and a better quality of life.
Farmers who want to be part of Saturn Farms have to take on a big financial commitment. They then have to make a profit for the landowner, the company, and themselves.
You need to be a really, really excellent farmer to make this work, because if you're going splitting profits between two people, you have to be excellent at the grass, you have to be excellent at the cows, but you also have to be a people person. Be able to work with someone, be a good communicator, and also good with business in terms of being able to do the numbers and plan the finances and the investments and even the negotiating of the arrangement at the start. There's actually a lot involved, but you know, if you put all that work in and the process is done right, there can be big benefits.
For Bill O'Keefe, Saturn Farms is an opportunity for him to step away from the milking parlour to become a manager of people rather than dairy cows.
Our challenge is that we have these young guys coming through, so finding the opportunities for them. So I can't predict exactly where we're going, but all I know is there's a whole load of young people coming through.